In the women's all-around, there are only 3 gymnasts per nation. Surprise then when the Russians show up earlier this afternoon with 4. Their family gets shaken up again. Life took away the fathers of Elena Zamolodchikova and Yelena Prodanova, while replacing them with gymnastics and Leonid Arkayev. Prodanova simply never knew hers, but came to find her coach was someone who could bring discipline and success to her life. Zamolodchikova's father was a soldier who cleaned up the radioactive disaster at Chernobyl. In April, after years of illness, it cost the Army major his life. In spite of a country's support, this week the Russians fell. And then later, the team stepped to the podium for a silver that, based on expectation, was an insult. The Russians are led by the intense edge of Svetlana Khorkina. She is also fixated on gold. In the opening night of competition in these games, Zamolodchikova did not qualify for tonight's all-around. As the 4th highest Russian, it crushed her. Today, though, a second chance. An injury to Prodanova gets Zamolodchikova back in the game. The Romanian gymnasts already give their family, the whole town of Deva, reason to rejoice. Their father figure is Octavian Belu, who knows the reverence his nation has for the sport and the love they have for his girls. It's been a long, successful trip away from home that has seen Andrea Radikon set herself apart. The persistent consistency of the team includes Simona Aminar and is completed by Maria Olaru. Elise Ray's family is intact, and America's best gymnast has them here in Sydney to give her what families give. Tonight, the women's all-around, which is simply the biggest night in any gymnast's life. So, in this women's all-around final, an enormous second-chance opportunity for Elena Zamolodchikova, set up by the foot injury to Yelena Prodanova.
I met Yelena a few years ago. She told me at that time her ultimate goal in life to be Olympic all-around champion.
Speaking of ultimate goals, that is exactly the same target as Svetlana Khorkina. She just shows her emotional side a little bit more than Elena. Elise Ray of the United States team, 1 of 3. She's here with Amy Chow and Kristen Maloney. The rest of the team is here in the Superdome to provide their support.
If you ask Leonid Arkayev about his 3 athletes in tonight's competition, he will clearly tell you that they are the class of the field. He feels they show more style, better technique, and riskier elements than any other gymnast here.
Asked him if this gymnast right here could win the all-round gold. Got a big smile on his face, looked for a piece of wood, knocked down and said, "Let's hope." From the start, stepping out of bounds, a couple of tenths.
Ekaterina Lavozniuk.
No question she would love to have that 1/10 back, but, you know, this was a treat. Quality routine. Great choice of music, and yes, she does the risky skills.
An intriguing choice, too.
Actually, in the one-touch warm-up right prior to this, she landed short, didn't have enough rotation, went a little bit too hard here, pulled her feet down, over-rotates, steps back, and out at least 2, maybe 2.5 tenths.
How many gymnasts have been out of bounds on this floor? 9.575. Mark Young, the coach of Amy Chow. They're getting together for some emotional uplifting because of what just happened to her on the balance beam.
Skill that she has been so solid on throughout the competition, but a little check in that balance there, it's going to cost her.
And she's out of it. A mistake that big and you are out of the medals in this all-around competition. Now let's see what Elena Zamolodchikova makes out of this chance. She's there with her coach Leonid Arkayev. They are blessed with tremendous depth. Can you imagine many teams in this world being able to sit down a gymnast as good as Yelena Prudinova and then replace one with a bronze medalist in the World Championships like Zamolodchikova is.
Not only bronze medalist at the World Championships, but second behind Svetlana Horkina at the most recent European Championships.
Whole bunch of releases coming up together here. Very nice.
Sometimes second chances are the best ones you get. To think that after night one, Elena Zamolodchikova was in tears that she was out of the all-around. She is now back in the Olympics in a big way.